Hello dear students, welcome back to the science class. Dear students, in the previous video class we were studying about the first chapter of your science subject, that is food. Where does it come from? Yes, in the previous video class we studied about the producers, consumers and decomposers. Now I will just revise once again what are producers, consumers and decomposers. Here the term producers, it is nothing but and it is an example for a green plants. Producers are nothing but they will make their own food here. Leaving a green plants, any other things they will not prepare their own food here. So producers are nothing but a green plant that produces its own food. By which process they will make their own food? By the process of photosynthesis. Okay, producers are nothing but here a green plants. All green plants are example for producers because they will prepare their own food. By which process they will prepare their own food? By the process called photosynthesis. As you all have learnt in your previous classes that what is a photosynthesis. Okay, I hope you remember the definition of photosynthesis also. So all the green plants are example for producers here because they will prepare their own food. They are not depending on any other things here. So for example, trees, shrubs and herbs, these all are green plants. So for these all we will call a producers. Trees, shrubs and herbs are the green plants. Okay, they will make their own food here. They are not depending on any other things here. So trees, shrubs and herbs are example for producers. Then what is photosynthesis? Here is the definition of a photosynthesis. It is the one of the process. It is the process in which green plants make their own food using a carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll is called a photosynthesis. Dear students, here photosynthesis is one of the process it is. Then only photosynthesis process will takes place only in green plants. So it is the process in which green plants make their own food here. They will prepare their own food. What they will use then to prepare their own food here? They will use a carbon dioxide and water. What they are using here? They are using a carbon dioxide and water. So what should be there? In the presence of sunlight. Yes, you can observe the sunlight here. Okay, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Then what do you mean by chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green color pigment it is. It is present in the leaves. Okay, what is a chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green color pigment and it is present in the leaf part. So in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, the whole process we are calling it as a photosynthesis. Once again I will repeat here, photosynthesis is the process in which green plants, which plants? Green plants prepare their own food or make their own food. Using what? They will use a carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. This process we are calling it as a photosynthesis. Then the food is prepared here. After this all process, the plants will prepare their food here. Okay, this is about the photosynthesis definition and here I have explained. The next term here is the consumers. Then what are the consumers? In the previous video class I have explained you what are the consumers. Consumers are nothing but here the living things which derive nutrition from other organisms. Whatever the food is required for the living things, from where they are getting here, they will derive their nutrition from other organisms. They are known as consumers. What are consumers? Living things which derive nutrition from other organisms are known as consumers. Then example for consumers. Yes, I have told in the previous video. Like for example, tiger, sheep, nothing but the animals. Okay, the animals will depend on other organisms here for their food because animals will not make their own food here. Only the green plants will prepare their own food. Those are the producers. But here the consumers will not prepare their own food. The consumers will depend on other animals. For what purpose they are depending on other organisms here? They will depend on for food purpose they are depending on other organisms here. For example, tiger, it may be sheep, these all are consumers. They will depend on other organisms for their food purpose. Animals cannot make their own food. As I have already told that the animals, they will not prepare their own food. What they will do? They depend on plants or other animals for food. They will depend. The animals will depend on plants. They may depend on plants or other animals for food purpose. Therefore, they are called as a consumers. Why the animals are called as the consumers? Because they depend on plants or other animals for food purpose. So, they are called as a consumers. So, again here we are having three kinds of consumers. In a consumers we are having total three kinds of consumers. Then which are those? We will study one by one here. The first type of consumer is herbivores. Then what are herbivores? Animals that eat only plants are known as herbivores. Okay, dear students, the animals who will eat only the plants. Okay, as a food they are eating only plants here. For them we are calling it as a herbivores. Animals that eat only plants are known as herbivores. Okay. Next type of, for example, they have given here elephant. Okay, the elephant will consume the grass, it may be. Okay, only it will depend on plants. The source of a food for elephant is grass, and even the deer also. These all are herbivores animals. Nothing but they will eat only plants as the food here. I hope you have understood what is herbivores. The next type of a consumer is a carnivores. What are carnivores? Animals that eat only animals are known as the carnivores. Nothing but here the animal will eat only the animals as the food. Okay, animals that eat only animals are known as the carnivores. Examples are, yes, you know the tiger, it may be. Okay, these all are the example for the carnivores here. The next type of a consumer is a omnivores. Then what is omnivores? Animals that eat both plants and other animals are known as a omnivores. Nothing but here the animals will eat both. It may be the plants or it may be the animals. As a food, they will consume both plants and animals. For them we are calling it as a omnivores animals. For example, bear. Yes, it is a large omnivore we will call. Bear is an example for large omnivore. The next example here is a raccoon. Raccoon is an medium omnivore. So these are the example of omnivores. You have to remember the names of omnivores. Okay, the definition may be asked. You have to answer what are omnivores and give example for omnivores. So at that time you have to write the definition of omnivores and you have to give the examples here. Bear, next raccoon and crow. These are the example for omnivores. So bear will come under a large omnivore, next raccoon will come under a medium omnivore and crow will come under a small omnivore. These are some of the example for omnivores. I hope you have understood what is herbivore, carnivores and omnivores. These are the important terms. So you have to remember the definition and even with the example you have to remember all these. The next concept here is a decomposers. Yes, the definition already I have defined in your previous video class. What are decomposers? Living things that derive nutrients from dead and decayed matter are known as decomposers or saprophytes. Another name for decomposers are saprophytes. Here the living things, from where they will get their food? They will get the dead and decayed matter. For example, dead and decayed matter is nothing but here the dead plants or the dead animals Okay, they will consume that food here. The dead animals they may consume, or the dead plants also they will have as a food here. So what we will call, they will derive the nutrients from a dead and decayed matter, are known as the decomposers or saprophytes here. Then what are decomposers, dear students? Living things that derive nutrients from a dead and decayed matter, okay, are known as a decomposers. Okay, they will get their nutrients from where? From the dead and decayed matter. Here I have told what is a dead and decayed matter. One second. What is a dead and decayed matter? Dead and decayed matter is nothing but the dead plants or dead animals. Okay, from that the living things will get their nutrients here. For them we are calling it as a decomposers. Let us see examples. Mushroom. Yes, the mushroom will grow where? If the plants has dead, okay, in that place the mushroom will grow here. If the animal is dead, if the plant is dead, in that place the mushroom or this moss, you can observe in the picture, this moss will grow. So example for decomposers are mushroom and moss here. Decomposers are nothing but the living things which get the nutrients from a dead and decayed matter. Bacteria and fungi are decomposers. See, dear students, again they have given here two examples. Bacteria, what it is? Bacteria and fungi are decomposers. Because why they are decomposers? Why bacteria and fungi are considered as the decomposers? Because this bacteria and fungi, they eat decaying matter. Decaying matter is nothing but the dead plants and dead animals. Okay, the plants which is dead, okay, that they will consume here. So bacteria and fungi are decomposers. Why bacteria and fungi are decomposers? Because they eat decaying matter. Then what is decaying matter? Decaying matter is nothing but dead plants and animals. Okay, such as dead plants and animals here. They eat decaying matter. Who will eat the decaying matter? Bacteria and fungi will eat the decaying matter. Here the meaning of decaying matter is nothing but the dead plants or dead animals. This bacteria and fungi will eat dead plants and dead animals here. In the process, they break them down and release the nutrients. Okay, when this process will be taking place, what they will do? In the process, okay, what they will do? They break them down and release the nutrients and mineral salts back into the soil here. Whenever they are consuming that one, they will break them down and release the nutrients. Then they are getting the nutrients and mineral salts back into the soil here. These are then used by the plants here. Okay, when these bacteria and fungi they are consuming the dead and decayed matter. Okay, whatever in that dead and decayed matter, even the nutrients are present, mineral salts are present. So when they will break down and they will release the nutrients and minerals, so that minerals and nutrients, where it will back into the soil here, they will fix into the soil here. Okay, so in the soil we will get the nutrients and minerals here. So these nutrients and minerals, again where it is used, these nutrients and minerals are then used by the plants here. Okay, where it is used, these nutrients and salts, they will used by the plants here. So here today we studied about the three types of the consumers and even about the decomposers also. So dear students, watch this video completely. So what you have to do, you have to read the definition and write all the definition in your rough book and practice it. In the next video class, we will study about the continuation of the lesson. Till that, dear students, have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.